or Democrat or independent, when I win, I'm going to be a voice for everyone. I'm standing up for everyone. And I think that her dismissal and her disrespect and arrogance towards the issue, and the fact that she's spoken out more about the Iranian people having their internet rights restricted than the people in her own district who are having serious, like, there's a lot of really serious speech violations coming out of the state of Florida, right? I think that it's really inspired a lot of people, Democrat, Republican, and Independent, to come out in support of me, because it's funny, right? Like, the Party of Free Speech used to be the Democrat Party, and the average age in my district is people like 55, 60, older. And the thing is these are people who grew up having a respect for free speech and fighting the fight for free speech. And so they see what I'm going through, and they're actually donating
right?
to me.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
And we're getting like lifelong Democrats to switch over their registration because they're absolutely horrified by what's happening. And they say, you know what, I don't necessarily agree with everything you say, but I like that you're pushing for civility and that you're working to restore, people's free speech rights, and along with other things. This is just one key aspect of my campaign that's unique to my platform. But free speech is what makes this country the greatest country, and there's a lot of Democrats in this country who feel very strongly about it, and they're going to be switching their voter registration because of it. I mean, I encounter people every day who tell me. I get emails from people all the time that say, "Hey, I'm a Democrat. I don't even like President Trump, but I'm going to be donating $1,000 to your campaign because I support it so much." True story. That happened to me.
That's unbelievable. What is the mix in in this district in Florida of Republicans and Democrats? You have a handle on what?
Yeah, well, it's a D+9. It's a D+9 district, and so there's more Democrats in the district. But the thing is it's rapidly changing because of the demographics. Like, there's a lot more Hispanic people in the district now. Hispanic businesses are booming, and Hispanics are generally, they have conservative values, and they tend to really vote Republican.
Very true.
Those who are here
Cuban
legally, and in South Florida too, the Hispanic population has fled places like Cuba, Venezuela, and they don't want socialism, and they know what socialism is like. 13% of the voting population is Jewish, and the district has about 800,000 people in it, and about 450,000 of them are voters. And what's really interesting is that with the petition drives that we're doing, and then also working like with the Republicans on voter registration, Republicans are out registering Democrats. Last time I checked, it was 3-1. So there's like massive amounts. There are massive amounts of voter registration efforts taking place across South Florida, and I'm very confident.
Turning red.
I really, well, look, all I'm going to say is that when Brad Parscale and President Trump came for President Trump's Welcome Home rally on the 26th of November, right before Thanksgiving, this was the week of Thanksgiving, okay, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Craziness. People are traveling out of town. You had a packed arena, thousands of people outside, and 1 in 4 of the attendees were Democrats in Broward County, which is like the most blue swamp area. And I mean, Broward is so notorious. It could be its own episode of SNL every election day just because of how corrupt it is,
Wow.
And how much election fraud there is. But 25% of the attendees were Democrats. I mean, that's a national,
starting to happen.
That's a national trend line that's happening. And
where Democrats go to the rallies.
All I need is 25% of the 150,000 NPAs in order to win this seat.
That sounds fabulous.
Quick question for you. What's the black demographic in your community?
There's a large black population, but there's also a large Haitian. There's a Haitian, so it's not all African Americans.
So it's Caribbean black.
Yeah, there's about I believe over 30,000 Haitian families in the district, and so I've been meeting. I have a Haitian coalition leader. His name is Moulton Michel, and we are working to really represent the needs of all members of the black community, whether they're African Americans or Haitians as well. And there's no one who's going to be a bigger fighter for the Haitian community than me, and I don't need to make false promises like other candidates, because I'm the only candidate in the country who ever had the balls big enough to confront Hillary Clinton about why she and her husband stole millions of dollars from the people of Haiti through their foundation. And I did that at her book signing, and
she got it done before getting tossed out.
Yeah, and I've done all this stuff prior to even running for Congress, and so it's something that I plan on doing. And I'm standing up for people who all types of people who have been taken advantage of by the system, and people who have been silenced and feel like they're not listening to.
Let me ask you a quick question. Yeah. You're elected. You're in Congress. You're a junior congresswoman, but you can leverage a new bill, what is the first and most important topic to you that you would try to push a bill on?
Well, look, there are a lot of issues, and I'm not going to be making any promises right now in terms of. I know that my campaign consultant Karen is not. No, I know that my campaign consultant, Karen Jorna, would not be happy if I was just spewing off promises and platform promises. But one thing,
She's well trained.
One thing that I will say that I am going to be doing is I really do believe that political affiliation needs to be included in our civil rights laws, and it needs to be a protected class. And one of the first things that I think needs to be addressed in Congress for the sake of the people of District 21 and also people all across the country is the violation of civil rights by big tech. And it is affecting Floridians, okay? It is affecting Floridians, and this cancel culture and the banning culture that has happened on social media is now extending into everyday activities like healthcare, like access to, restaurants, like, debanking. And I know people in my district, constituents of mine, who told me that after donating to President Trump online, they were shut down by Chase Bank too. And so it's happening, and you're not hearing a lot of the stories because a lot of people don't know what to do and they don't have my soapbox, and so it doesn't get out there. Just the other day in Port St. Lucie, right outside my district, there was a Trump supporter who was denied service at a dialysis clinic because he had a Trump cutout with him.
Kidding?
No, so my point
Wow.
is that this needs to be addressed because I really do believe that it's a crisis and it's going to get way worse. And our election integrity is at stake, and the safety of Americans and the sanctity of their constitutional rights, their God-given rights, is really honestly being jeopardized, and someone needs to do something about it. I really do believe it's the most pressing issue in our country right now. I really do. Because nobody is going to even know. And you can relate it to so many different issues right now. One of them is look at the coronavirus. The reason why people are the reason people are freaking out about coronavirus is because there's such a suppression of information and there's so much unknown. Why do you think there's a suppression? Because it's happening in a communist country in China, the Communist Party of China, which is working directly in hand with big tech. Okay, they have big tech banning accounts that are pushing out information, and they're banning the whistleblowers, and then the communists in China are rounding them up and locking them up, and then they're dying. Okay, so if you don't think that big tech tech isn't playing a role in escalating global crises like the coronavirus,
is this their effort to suppress the American economy, even though it's artifact and maybe temporary, so that President Trump doesn't get to keep saying check your 401s?
Well, it is going to, I think, impact the economy because of our dependence on China, and I think that too. We need to start having less reliance on China, and we need to. You would know this better than I do because you're in the field of medical health sciences, but I saw a report the other day that was just talking about the shocking amount of medications overseas that are produced that we rely on in China, and people are talking about quarantines for human beings. But what happens when you have all these Chinese workers in sweatshops who are infected potentially by coronavirus, touching all the mail and the packages and then shipping it off? Like every single time you order something, I'm sure maybe this microphone even, it says made in China. Everything is made. So many things are made in China. We've definitely got
to get away from that dependence,
and we need to.
We
cannot be dependent on them.
We talked with Curtis Ellis from America First Policy last night.
It makes no sense for America to be dependent on a communist regime. And I think that. Exactly.
I love that.
But don't think that big tech doesn't play a role in this. And I saw today that people were criticizing the president's press conference because they were like, "Oh, we need more information. We need more information." Well, President Trump is doing the best he can to give information about the coronavirus. But I would honestly blame big tech because there have been numerous reports, and I've been keeping track of this, of whistleblowers in China who are being banned for posting information online. Okay, and so these companies, they play a role when the Communist Party of China or the Iranian dictators, they call up Twitter and they say, "Hey, I need you to stop. We're cutting off Twitter. We're cutting off the access." They follow the rules, just like Twitter for the Pakistanis. They implement Pakistani law, and if you are posting things in violation, you'll get notices that say you need to lawyer up because you're in violation of Pakistani law.
Wasn't that something that Michelle Malkin received?
And so my point is that big tech is playing a role in this, and everything is tied to it. It really is. Everything in this country right now that's happening, you can find a direct relationship to big tech. And even look at the President of the United States. How is he updating people about the coronavirus? How is he updating people about, anything that's happening? Twitter. It's Twitter.
It's mostly
and so
Twitter.
we are so dependent as a society on big tech for the flow of information, the delivery of information, the consumption of information, and I really do believe it's a crisis. I really do.
Well, I have to tell you, thank God for your energy and your grasp of the full scope of all these issues, because we need many Laura Loomers in Congress. And tell people as we wrap up how they can best help you. What you need most, and even I've told people, if you're all over the country, it doesn't matter if you're not in Florida 21st, you got to help these conservative candidates.
Well, people can go to lauraloomerforcongress.com and they can sign up and they can receive my email updates, and then you can sign up on my website for my text alerts as well. It doesn't matter whether or not you live in Florida. As long as you're a United States citizen, you can donate to my campaign. Every dollar counts, $1, $5. This is a grassroots campaign, and Lois Frankel has less than 200 donors, and I already have over 8,000 donors from people all across the country. Okay,
See,
and
that's amazing.
Small grassroots people, and we've received donations from people in all 50 states, and no other congressional candidate has received donations from people in all 50 states.
That's news. You've received donations from people in all 50 states?
Majority coming from Florida.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah,
that's exciting. I donated.
You donated.
Donate
Yeah,
again.
you did. You donated. You got to donate too.
I'm a U.S. citizen. We'll squeeze Ken for 10 or 20.
Yeah.
He's got a network to run, but we'll squeeze him for 10 or 20.
Well, today, you have a few hours left today because it's the end of February, and so the end of the February, fundraising goal. So I know that this morning we still needed to raise $8,000 to reach the goal for February, and I know that money's been trickling in throughout the day. So whatever you can donate, help me reach the goal today.
That's good to know.
In exchange for a tax cut, I will donate.
Well, no tax cut. No tax cut.
Not when you campaigns. Get in. Oh, not for campaigns, but when you get in.
What do I look like? A Democrat? Do I look like Hunter Biden? You think you're going to do some pay to play on me? What do I look like?
You definitely don't look like Hunter Biden, I can tell you that.
Who do you think I am?
Oh my God, Laura, you're so...
Next thing you're going to do is ask me to pay your child support for all your baby mamas, all right?
That's right. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Ken has no shame. No, he's actually a very conservative. Yeah. Anyway, well, wow, you have such a great grasp of the issues. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. You're going to make an incredible impact. There's a lot. Laura always has a lot in the hopper, so there's a lot brewing. But these lawsuits are going to be amazing because, you will have to be on Tucker Carlson when those lawsuits get decided. Well, because that's going to be huge news.
Your mouth to God's ears.
I know.
Follow-up question. After you win your election, will your first meeting be with the number one citizen in your...
Well, who knows? I mean, it's going to be election night when I win. So who knows? Maybe President Trump will even be in the district on election night. Yeah. Maybe we'll run into each other on election night. You never know. Yeah. I mean, he's going to have to vote in Florida on election day. Maybe it will be at Mar-a-Lago. I live a few minutes down the road from Mar-a-Lago.
Undisclosed location.
Who knows? I don't know.
Let's not give any geolocation.
You never know. But I'm sure that. Given that I will be his congresswoman and,
it's
located in the Winter White House, I'm sure there will be many meetings. Let's hope, right? Let's
Laura,
hope.
Thanks for stopping by.
Trying to manifest my destiny over here.
Don't forget, Laura Loomer for Congress. Donate before midnight tonight. And, we'll have her on the show if I can get her in a month, 4 to 6 weeks. We'll
and you
get
can
an
donate
update.
after midnight, too, but, just trying to reach that February goal, too.
Yeah, it helps. It helps. Okay.
Great.
Thanks so much.
Thanks
Enjoy
for having
CPAC.
me on. Thanks, and I'll see you guys soon at the Veritas party.
Okay. Yep. Right. We will be there.
All right. I'm going to go walk around. Are you still recording?
I am...